development partners, Germany group and all those, and the wananchi of Isingiro and in Uganda and Cherwa in Tanzania. Watu wa Cherwa wamekuja? Nani amekuja hapo? Msimame tuwaone. Karibu karibu. Numanyuru nyambo. Numurugamba. Nkare kare. Cherwa, of course. Yes, this is Singiro. So I want to take this opportunity to invite Her Excellency Samia and thank her for coming all the way from Dodoma to Mwanza to here to be with us. It's a big honor. I don't think we have seen the President of Tanzania here. I don't think so. No. I think President Mkapa came secretary and opened a bridge here without telling me, I didn't know about it. But this is the first time that a President of Tanzania even Mwalimu, who was from this area, didn't get a chance to come here. After we were planning to come here together, but she got sick and didn't come. So we are very lucky to have Your Excellency here in this part of the world. I will say some other things, but I invite Your Excellency to give us advice on
I thank you, my brother, Your Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, the President of the Republic of Uganda, and my dear brother, ministers from governments of Republic of Uganda and United Republic of Tanzania, other government officials, dignitaries from the private sector, development partners, ambassadors, high commissioners, members of diplomatic corps, dear developers, consultancies and contractors, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Kwa Watanzania, Jamhuri ya Muungano wa Tanzania. Asante. Your Excellency and my dear brother, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, and our gracious host today, it is an honor and pleasure to be here again in this beautiful country, and particularly here in Kikagati. Myself and on behalf of my delegation, wish to express our sincere appreciation for the invitation and, of course, warm reception extended to us today. Asanteni sana. Your Excellency, I'm privileged to join you today on the inauguration ceremony of the Kikagati Murongo hydropower project, because you could have done it alone with your people. But you said, no, I have to be here. And you called me, I think, last month to give me this date. And so I made sure I won't lose the privilege. Frankly speaking, I applaud your vision in originating this project and seeing to it that it is accomplished. Congratulations and thank you so much. I would also like to thank and congratulate the contractors, developers, and consultancies for the job well done. I've had a chance to visit the project and I saw it. It is really well done. Congratulations and thank you. This project, I'm always happy to note that our historic and fraternal relation continue to improve day by day. And of course, there is a wider room to further make the improvement of our relationship and cooperation, particularly in areas of trade and investment, as well as cultural and social engagement. And so this project is going to immensely contribute to that effect. While our countries continue to record an impressive economic growth, our responsibility of heads of states and government is to direct the investment to such these areas, like here where we are, whereby the investment shall catalyze the macroeconomic development of the area, of which are going to foster macroeconomic outcomes. We have to develop these areas and build the microeconomic development, or the base of microeconomic development, in such a way that it's going to foster macroeconomic outcomes. So this is exactly what we are doing. And I must say that the power generated here shall improve a lot of things. One, it's going to improve trading and investment in this region. It's going to improve the transport and transportation of people and goods, and so trade activities. It's going to improve social services, clean and safe water, sound health services, better schooling, contemporary teaching modalities are going to be done here because power is here. This power is going to bridge the communication gaps, as has been just said by the minister, that there are going to be connections, and so communication gaps are going to be bridged between the urban and the rural settings. But the power is going to improve social engagement, because people are going to engage now and then, and they have the ability and capability to do so. But the power is going to improve security in our areas. In general, power is power. That's why it's called power, because it's going to reduce the inequality gap between the urban and rural settings. All of them are going to enjoy the same benefits. Your Excellency, I've heard of the challenging issues mentioned here by the developers, and thanks to my minister, have touched on them. But I must add my word of promise that the government, my government, is going to give a due priority on these issues. We are going to work and resolve on them, and make our project going smoothly. They have the multi-sectoral concern, and that's why I said my government is going to work on them. Your Excellency, it is now my assurance that the government of the Republic of Tanzania remains committed to strengthening and deepening our brotherly friendship and cooperation. I've heard of the Musongozi Power Project, and I would just want to request you to allow the technical teams from both parties to discuss on the project and come up with the modality of implementing the project. My government is ready for the project because we are now engaging heavily on the power distribution in rural settings. And so sources of power like this are going to be very helpful to our mission. So Tanzania is ready, and I think Uganda is ready too. Finally, Your Excellency, I must once again thank you for this invitation and congratulate you for this accomplishment. And of course, with our responsibilities ahead, I wish you, Your Excellency, and my dear brother, personal good health and prosperity for the people of Uganda. Asante sana. Thank you for listening. Asante sana.
Your Excellency, I want to really welcome you here in this part of the world. You have been to other parts of Uganda, but you had not come here. And no other Tanzanian president had come here, this side. President Mkapa was on the other side alone. He didn't tell me, but he didn't come this side. So you are the first president of Tanzania to come this side. This part of Uganda and Tanzania is where I am born. I was actually born at a place which is less than 40 miles from here, if you follow the road. But if you go direct, it may be about 20 miles. So I have grown up here. I have grazed cows, both in Uganda and in Tanzania. And I have fought at least 3 wars here, in this part of Africa. In fact, it is because we did not coordinate, but just behind that hill, that's where, on the Tanzanian side, that's where I had my base when we were fighting Idi Amin. And there is a school there, there's a school there called Nyamiyaga, where I was camped during I arrived there on the 23rd of December, 1978, and I crossed here at this bridge on the 11th of February, 1979, with Colonel Kesi of the Tanzanian Army, with our battalion, which we were working with, was called Task Force Battalion of 206 Brigade of the Tanzanian Army, under Brigadier Mayunga. Therefore, I'm very happy to receive you here, because this is a part of the world I know very well. So it's now good that we are beginning to utilize the potential of the Kagera River. For us, we call it Kagera, we put a Y, but the Bahaya are louder, they call it Kagera, so we take the Bahaya version. Kagera, or Kujera. Kujera means to melt, when something is melting. Sijui wanahitaji kwa Kiswahili, when something is melting. Kuyayuka. Oh, so kajara means the dissolving into water. So this Kikagati Murongo, and the name is Kikagati, not Kikagati. Please change that. Because Kikagati refers to some small plants known as Wakizidua, which were very common here. Murongo, I don't know how they were, our people of Karagwe, they were Karagwe Nawachi. Abanyambo, they were Nyambo. How the Nyambo called it Murongo, because I'll do some research, because Murongo is is pronounced slightly differently. Murongo means a platform, like this one is Murongo. This platform where we walked. So I don't know whether they meant that. I have never done research. So it's good that we are beginning to utilize this potential here. As you hear here, we have got 16 megawatts here, but 11 miles from here, downstream, we have Nshungezi, where we have got another 38 megawatts. So I am glad, Her Excellency, you had her promising you that she's going to instruct her people to work with you on Nshungezi also. And also the government of Rwanda, I think, expressed interest. It could be that many of the Banyarwanda refugees who are in Uganda, many of them stayed near there, near that place. So they have some attachment to that site. So I want to thank, in front of you, the late His Excellency Magufuli and Her Excellency Samia when they came. Because as you hear, those white people were patient with us. They don't say so, they are polite. But they started making the proposal in 2005, you say? Yes, 2005. Mtu anakuja, anakuambia kwamba nataka kujengea bwawa la umeme hapa kwa gharama yangu. Unamzungusha. It's really amazing. Jambo la ajabu. Mtu ataka kujenga bwawa kwa Ulaya, anataka kujenga hapa kwako. Anakuwa kama na kuomba. Badala ya kumshukuru na kumpokea, kumzungusha. Ndio mnaona matatizo ambayo yuko kwenye nchi za Afrika. Unasikia vita huko. Hii yote inatokana na makosa kama haya. Kwa sababu wanapoteza muda wa maendeleo, population inaongezeka, vijana wanataka kazi haipatikani, na tokeo ni vurugu kama unavyosikia huko kote. Mali wapi. Kwa hiyo hao watawala msonge kukaa hapo wanakuomba, unazunguka kwenye kiti namna hii. Hii ni hatari kwa sababu mambo ya hapa umeme utatumiwa na nani? Kama Watanzania wanataka kutumia umeme wote watumie. Let them take all of it. What are you worrying about? They will pay for it. What are you worried about? That there is argument about sharing your power. What are you arguing about? If the Tanzanians want to take all the 16 megawatts, let them take it. And they pay for it. What is the problem exactly? Kwa hiyo kusema mahitaji ya Tanzania yameongezeka sasa. I'm speaking in Swahili. I'm telling them, my friends, the whites, that this argument about who takes more power, I am not part of that argument. If Tanzania needs the power more, they take it. They pay for it. They will not take it free. What's the problem? So if they wanted 2 megawatts originally, now they want 4, they should get the 4. I authorize it now, here, now. If they want 6, take. If they want all 16, take, but they pay. What is the problem? Mnakuwa hupo kama watoto wadogo. Mnabishana kwenye mambo ambayo haina maana. We are already exporting power from Masaka to Bukoba. Tulianza mradi huo wa kuuza umeme Tanzania wakati wa mzee Hassan Mwinyi. Na wakati Rais Mkapa alikuja tuliongezea kuuza. Sasa kama tunauza umeme kule, kuna tofauti gani na hapa? What are you quarreling about? Now, these other issues of moving from 14 to 16, I would really note what is the problem? Because the developers want to move to 16 from 14. Inakuwa shida, inakuwa hapo. So I think really you should do the political and the bureaucratic classes in Africa must wake up. Otherwise, they will be overtaken by the demands of the people, because the people want development, want transformation. The potential is there, but the ones in charge are not seeing it. So I want to thank His Excellency Magufuli, because you hear, we started on this in 2005, nothing could move. Until you are saying 2018? That's when President Magufuli came, and I told him, I said, oh, you know, Magufuli will waste no time. He authorized it. And when Samia came, we went ahead. So, nawashukuru sana. Sasa, Mheshimiwa Rais, hawa watu walituambia pale chini, maybe I say this in English. These people told us that the flow of the water here is 384 cubic meters per second. Is it 384? 3 what? Huh? Yes. It is 384 cubic meters of water per second. If you compare with the Jinja, where the Nile comes out of the lake, it is normal about, even sometimes it goes up to 1,000 cubic meters per second. But this one is good enough, because this is just a branch of the Nile. Now they are saying they are using only 110. Is that so? They are using 110 of the 384 cubic meters per second to generate this electricity. My question is, why can't you do more? What is the problem? Can you tell me that? Come. Soko, maybe.
Thank you for the opportunity to respond, Your Excellency. So, right now, indeed, the plant is using around 110 cubic meters per second. the design flow of the plant, so what the plant can consume at 16 megawatts, I believe is at around 240 cubic meters per second. So there's always a bit of a margin that one leaves.
Oh, it can go to 240?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And what we are doing now is we are not generating at full capacity because some units were taken off. We were in the middle of an outage. And then we were preparing for this inauguration, so some of the units are not operational. And anyway, we will be using all of the water in the design flow as the demand picks up to 16 megawatts. We're taking good care of your resource here.
Thank you. Now,
Thank you very much.
When I was, because as I've told you, I grew up here, and I've been operating here for a long time. Those hills of Tanzania, of Karagwe, and these ones here, at Shungezi, which they are talking about, they leave a small gap like this. So at one time, I had a bad plan in my head of building a dam across those hills, which would submerge all these people in the water, this area here, turn it into a dam. Do you think that is a possible idea or what? Huh? Mutaram expert.
What we prefer to do is find an optimal solution between environmental and social concerns as well as...
But is it possible to do that before you come for the environment or what? If we did that, what would be the yield? If we block, because these hills you can block them like this.
The Nsongezi project, as it has been contemplated, effectively creates a bit of a dam there. If you were to raise the dam very high, you would flood a very large area, so that would not be feasible in my opinion.
But how much would we generate?
I don't want to be throwing out figures, but you've got a very mighty river here. So if one created a very large dam, you could get a lot of megawatts out of it.
Yes, because you see, I went to Ghana. There is a river there called the Volta River. That Volta River is not as strong as the Kajera. Yeah. But the famous dam, which was built by Nkrumah, which saved Ghana, the Akosombo Dam, you can go and check on the internet. It generates 1,300 megawatts from a very small river, not like this one here, which is so powerful. So I was always having this bad plan in my head. I didn't tell anybody, it's only now that I mention it. Because now what they are doing, they have not built a big dam. But when I was always passing there, where the hills of Karagwe almost meet the ones of Uganda, I had that idea in my head. But anyway, by having a minimum blockage, we can get 16 megawatts from here, get 38 from there. Let's start with that one. But second, furthermore, Your Excellency, as you are coming, this land is special, this area. As you hear, it is called Isingiro. There is also Isingiro on the Tanzanian side, 18 miles from the river here. Inside there is part of Tanzania called Isingiro. What Isingiro means is that during the tribal wars, when these chiefs of ours were fighting among themselves, the one who doesn't want to fight would withdraw to the hill area, which was easier to defend. Isingiro, Okusingwa, to where you withdraw to. That's why they call it Isingiro here. they call it Isinjiro, even on the Tanzanian side. Now, this is because of the hills. Now, as you saw when you were coming, there's a lot of cultivation of bananas on top of the hills. But if we were to irrigate, we have done some experiments somewhere, when you, without irrigation, you produce 5.3 tons per hectare of bananas. But when you irrigate, you go up to 53 tons per hectare. So on the Uganda side, we are trying to see how we can get this Kagera water pumped up to a high ground, and then we use it for irrigation on those banana plantations you saw. So if we can do it also on the Tanzanian side, the Banyambo people, I think it would be a very good idea. We could, on our side, we are trying to work on it, but I think we could share that idea. But secondly, or furthermore, this area, in the geological terms, is called the Ankole-Karagwe geological system. It is unique. The geologists will tell you if you call them. It is similar to the Katanga geological system in Congo, where there are a lot of minerals in Katanga, copper, what. So those people like Kawagambe there would tell you that most of the minerals which are found in Congo can be found here because of the same structure of the geology. And indeed, there are a lot of minerals. In Cherwa there, they are always mining tins here, tin, and so on. A lot of minerals in the ground. But that one now creates a problem for the people to some extent. If you try to make boreholes of water in the ground, the water will be salty. So that's why we need to take water from the surface to those people instead of boreholes, because the underground water may not be suitable because of the minerals. So there's also that side of how we can see how we can work in this area. So therefore, I want really to congratulate Her Excellency, but starting with His Excellency Magufuli, because that's when we started moving. That's when the government of Tanzania allowed us, because this is a shared river. The boundary is in the middle of the river. So you could not do a project on the river without the permission of the other brother. So the Tanzanian government could not allow these people to move. We had to wait for all those years. But when His Excellency Magufuli came, he allowed us, and then Her Excellency Samia has concluded it, as you can see. So I want to thank them so much, because we are finally beginning to use this river the way it should be used. Now, on the side of the companies, this price of 8.5 cents per unit is not a Christian idea. What can we do about this eventually? How can we bring it down? Because we are insisting that power, especially for manufacturing, should be about 5 cents. For nightclubs, I don't mind. It can go to 8 cents and so on. But so what do you say about the cost? Because when we build dams with the Chinese, like the Karuma you are hearing about, the production cost is 4.8 cents. Karuma, the one the minister was talking about, 4.8 cents. Isimba, 4.8 cents. now our partners, the Germans and our other friends, how can we make this electricity cheaper? What witchcraft can we use? Huh? Berkeley, what do you say? Where's Berkeley?
Right here. I think it's a complex question, but it's an important target that you said. So
because you remember, your Bujagari was definitely un-Christian because it started with 13 cents. It has now come to, I hear, 8 cents or what? Where is it now, Minister? Huh? 8 point? Okay. So this one is, because we need cheap electricity, especially for manufacturing. There's no way we can have expensive electricity and then you want us to get out of poverty. No. So you study this, see how we can, because with the Chinese loans, which we use, we are able to produce power at 4.8, 4.7. Now our old dams, where we have already paid the debts, we are able to have power at 1.2 cents. So this is really the only issue I want to advise the developers about, and their financiers, like the European Union groups. Because the water is here, so now the only expensive part is the cost of money. If the cost of money is expensive, that's how you can get this expensive power. Now, finally, tunangojea ndugu zetu wa Tanzania kutukomboa kutoka kwenye ukosefu wa gasi. Sisi huko Uganda tuko na kila kitu. There is nothing under heaven which we don't have. Hao Waganda ni watajiri sana, wako na kila kitu. Ndio na wakota mwingine wanakuwa kwenye night club wanaburudika, they have very easy life. Chakula nini wako lakini gas yetu haitoshi. Tuko na gas where there is petroleum, lakini haitoshi. Tena tunataka gas ya chuma cha pua. Chuma cha pua, waliniambia kwamba kwa Swahili hawana neno la obutari. Obutari is iron ore. Wanajiita chuma cha pua. Tunataka gas kutengeneza chuma, steel. Tunataka gas kwa mbolea. Tunataka gas kwa cooking and all that. So tunangojea kununuliwa kutoka ndugu zetu wa Tanzania. Huko tumewapelekea mafuta na nyinyi mtupelekee gas. Huyu ndio undugu wa daima. Asante sana, asante kuja, asante Mheshimiwa Rais kuja kututembelea. Congratulations. Mungu awabariki.
Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. Your Excellencies, it would be a great honor if you could just kindly step forward, and we also ask the ministers of energy from Tanzania and Uganda to join their excellencies for a photo opportunity. We'd also like to ask Ms. Iris Nabe, together with Cornelia Penzel, Country Director of KfW, Mr. Giulio Parolini, with Mr. Luca Baglion. Could you kindly also just prepare? We'd like to kindly take these pictures before we have our national anthems, and then we invite you all for lunch. So could we kindly commence with the Ministers of Energy. Ministers of Energy, please. So we'll start with the Ministers of Energy. So, ladies and gentlemen, the first picture will be the Ministers of Energy together with their Excellencies. Thank you. Could we have Miss Iris Naber together with Cornelia Penzel, together with I can see everybody's in the picture now. I think this is one big happy family. Leadership of Isinjiro, could you kindly also? Yes. The Cherwa family, please. The team from Cherwa, please. Could we have the team, the ICT team, the team from NITA also, kindly be on standby? The Permanent Secretary of Energy also, Ms. Batebe, kindly also make your way, because that will be a very powerful picture you'd kindly not miss out. Thank you very much to the team from Isinjiro. Kindly take your seats. Thank you very much, the team from Isinjiro. Thank you very much, the team from Isinjiro. Could we have the ICT team? Thank you very much, ICT team. The Ministry of ICT together with the team from NITA. Energy did not make their way, so kindly quickly make your way. That will be the last picture. That's the last, yes, the last picture. Engineers from Berkeley Energy, please make your way. That's the last picture. Then we will sing on